that horse refresher course that I have coming out that we're still working on. I have the course set. The course is ready, but the marketing for it is not. But that's going to be in the membership, and it's just 7 ground exercises and 7 riding exercises. And I think I just tried to pick the most important ones. If I had just a little bit of time and I needed to work my horse through some things, this is what I would do. If they've had some time off, or they just need a little groundwork before you ride them.
So we're going to be approaching winter. So would I just like lunger those times and stuff? Because there's no riding up there in the winter time.
The snow gets deep?
Well, it's not just that. It's so muddy. It's like so slippery and nasty. And icy.
Yeah.
But I don't want her to lose anything. So I think that if I lunged her, 2-3 times a week, did all this stuff, would that be all right?
It would be helpful for sure with her on this, because she tends to be a little resistant to it. So I'm going to add bumping pressure. So give her a chance to come off light pressure. To her right, she's quite a bit better. She'll give me at least 90 to 95% to her right without resisting. To her left, she'll get a little stiff. But keep working on getting her to bend. On the ground, you can do it with a halter and lead rope. And in the saddle, you can do it with your bridle. But she needs another 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 reps of this.
Yeah, that's what I would do with her when I was riding her. I would get on her with the mounting block, and I would make her stand there and do that. And we do it for quite a while, huh? And then I would have her walk off, and she'd walk off like 3 or 4 steps, and then she'd start to do. Oh gosh, here we go.
Okay, now let's test her here. So I haven't ridden her. I just got on laterally flex. Let's see if she can remember what this means. Good. See that? So we haven't ridden any yet, and she's doing pretty good about not moving forward and actually backing up a little when I start to bump. And my goal would be to bump less and less over time. There's forward. Now, here we go. So she's walking forward and I'm bumping, and she's not slowing down. So I'm just going to bend her. Keep bumping. Stop. She stops. Now I'm going to release, but I'm going to keep bumping. Bend her. Release. Keep bumping. Oh. Bend her. Bumping. Okay. So I don't usually just right when I first get on start with bumping, but I just wanted to test her to see how she's doing. Pretty good. And now if I want her, so my legs are just resting next to her side. And if I want her to go forward, I'm going to intentionally squeeze. And there she goes. So I didn't have to squeeze very hard, just squeeze a little bit. And there she goes. Now that the whole gait sour issue, so I'm not going to try to turn her at all. Let's see what she does. I'm not going to worry too much about speed at this point. That's great. So she's not go. Usually she'd turn here and go back over there. She's staying on the fence, so she's doing pretty good.
She's walking. That's a good sign.
Coming off the fence, she went back to the fence. And my legs are just dangling and just kind of bouncing on her side right now. I'm being very intentional about letting them bounce on her side. Now she's sped up a little. You see how she's going in a circle? Now she came out of it. So I'm just bumping and bending till she stops. Keep bumping. Good. Right here, she started to speed up, so bump. And she slowed down. Good. So if she'll slow down, I'm not going to bend her.
Right.
But I was on that side and I literally did hundreds and hundreds of turns to the outside. And I'll do a few just to show you. Because it's good for her to do those rollbacks. Now here she's starting to speed up a little. I bounced her down. I bumped her down to a walk.
Okay. So you're just bumping your legs on her. Okay.
Just letting my legs dangle and bounce on her. My main point about my legs just hanging and bouncing and dangling is that you don't want to just intentionally keep your legs off of her because you're afraid she's going to go forward.
Right.
Let them bounce on her. And if she goes forward, bend her to a stop. So early on, if she started doing this, I'm just going to bend her. See out now. Right there, she raised her head up over the fence, so I'm going to keep her in that bend. Let you go this way. If she sped up, I just bend her. Sped up.
And you can do that without a fence since we don't have a fence, right? You got the round bend of the fence, right? Well, I meant when we're out on the trail.
Well, he's not out there. He's in this right here.
I can feel her energy come way down, and now she just stopped on her own. That's great. Maybe I'll back her up a little.
Friend.
So right here, she's going just a little fast, so I might just bend her into the fence.
So if I'm out on the trail, I could just do that just randomly.
Yeah. If she starts to speed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're on a real narrow trail, you're kind of in a pickle where you gotta. If I was on a real narrow trail where I couldn't bend her and where she might step off the trail and fall off the mountain, then I might pick up on two reins. Well, I'll start bumping first and then pick up on two reins until she stops. Release those reins, keep bumping. So I can still stop her with my reins, but they're going to be my middle cues. So my first cue is my bumping with my legs. Second cue is the rein. Then I'm going to release the rein and then release the bumping.
Okay.
Good. So you can do it with two reins, but I would recommend just doing one rein if you have the room.
Yeah. We just have open like thousands and thousands of state lands, so. So. That's perfect right there. See where you can relax, put your hand on your hip.
Yeah, she's got her head low.
Right.
This is her comfortable spot right here.
Right.
And she's wanting to stop right here because I taught her that she can rest over here in this corner.
Oh.
But when she's looking to stop, I love it.
Yeah, really.
Somewhere other than where she used to want to go.
Right.
Then that's what I'm looking for. Okay, I might squeeze a little, go into a trot. Now, at a trot, she can still trot her.
I can still trot her?
Oh, yeah. Then I might ask for flexion. Just a little bit. Just keep my leg on and then ask for flexion. So when you give it to me, release that. Now she starts speeding up more than I want her to, like that. I'll start bumping. I didn't turn her at all there.
I saw she slowed right down.
She just turned and slowed down and stopped on her own.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, from a trot. So she's figuring it out. If you're consistent with her, she'll get even better. Still work on some things like some counter bending. Remember how I was talking about the leg yield?
Yes.
So let's say she starts speeding up faster than I want her to. I just pick up on those reins. I'm going to guide a little bit to the left and push my right leg at 2, that middle spot. Get her to move her body over, and then let her go forward. If she speeds up, do it again. So you can slow her down this way too, and just keep working on it. So you're always killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Always. You're getting her more responsive to your legs, more collected, and slower. So in this case, I'm using steady pressure with my inside leg to drive her over. Now I might bump on her a little bit, and that actually is probably going to confuse her just a little. But usually I'm bumping with 2 legs to get her to stop. So I'm doing some leg yields here. So I'm on a circle, and I just push her feet off of that circle. Shift my circle over, go on a new circle. Push her feet over, go on a new circle. Now let's see if I can drive with both legs and get her to stop. Good girl.
Wow, Liberty.
Go the other way. So I'm going in the left circle. If she tends, just like she does when she's lunging, if she tends to want to flatten out on that circle, then I'm going to ask her to leg yield over like that. So you tip her nose to the inside, guide her with the outside rein, and then you're going to push with the inside leg. It's basically a side path, but you're kind of going forward. So you want to always keep working on that roundness with her, that softness, the roundness. Because her weakness is straightness. She wants to be super straight. But the more you can get her to bend and maneuver through the bending, I think, her athleticism is just going to keep improving. That leg yield's really good right there. Okay, now I want to slow her down. Let's see. So I'm going to drive with both legs. So that was all legs to slow her down.
That was nice. Yeah, that was real nice. She looked good there, huh?
I've never seen anybody use that method before. That looks like it works pretty good.
See if I can get her to stop. And I'm going to give her a few seconds, but if she doesn't take me up on it, then I'm going to bend her to stop. Make sure she's soft in that bend. Then release it. Good. We'll start again. So if she doesn't respond how you want her to, don't worry about it. Just keep steady. What I call hang in there. Just hang in there with whatever you're doing. And until she starts to get it right, go to that 1 rein stop while you're driving with your legs. Right there, I just started to drive a little bit and she stopped.
Wow, good job, Liberty.
Now I'm driving. She's not listening. Not listening. Then I'm going to go ahead and bend her. Wait till she's soft. Good. So when you ask for vertical flexion, when you ask for that collection as she's going forward, just make sure your legs are still on. So you got a little energy in your calf. And you pick up on those reins. But watch this. If I'm asking for flexion like this as I'm going forward, now watch my cue to stop is I'll take my legs off.
Ah.
And she stopped. And then I might start bouncing. Now, okay. So I might go back on that one because that's my normal cueing. So normally I'm asking for flexion and then I take my legs off to stop. But I'm actually going to bump on her to stop.
Okay.
She still feels my leg come off, and then I bump. And as soon as she feels my leg come off, she's like, "Oh, I need to stop." See that?
Yeah.
So you can do it while she's collected with those reins. You can do the same thing. You can just start to bump, or you can do it when you're not in her mouth. Start to bump. No. So as much quarters of the way there. We're real close to having her very consistently. If you start to bump like that, she's just going to stop. And where she's just not going to want to push into a trot unless you ask her to.
And what happens if she gets into a lope? Will she go right back down to a walk, or is she gonna want to keep going?
That's a little bit harder. Let's try. Okay, I'll start to bump. So she's heating up. So she hasn't learned that from a lope.
Okay.
She's only learned to slow down to a stop from a trot, from a walk and a trot. But let's practice it for a little bit here. And when I want her to pick up a lope, I want to make sure that her shoulders are upright. So if she goes to lope and she dives in the direction we're going to lope, I want to keep her shoulders back to the outside. Want to do a counter canter there? She keeps wanting to counter canter.
Yeah.
Bump. She was closer that time.
Yeah, she was.
Thought about it.
She was.
So we haven't done a lot of low. So getting her to leg yield on the lope. You ride enough horses, you start. Some of these horses, you know, they just cut the corner. It's like they take a chunk out of the circle
Right.
instead of maintaining that circle. So with vertical flexion, let's see if she'll slow down. Good. Now she's want to pick up the right. Okay, now I'll start to drive with my legs.
Wow, that was great.
So if I have her in some. I'll just bend her. So before I would ever like try to take her around barrels or try to rope off of her or anything, she just needs a lot more of this fundamental stuff.
Yeah, because I think
Being
she
able
could.
to lope a circle without diving into it.
Right. Yeah.
Being able to stop whenever you choose, and not having to hold her back. But she's on the right path, I feel like.
I think so too.
And I like your bumping method. Yeah. Exactly what I want.
You remember what to do, right?
Now she needs to really keep focusing on bending and yielding the hindquarters like that. Then you can take that leg off, so you can yield the forequarters. So yielding the forequarters, you're tipping the nose in the direction the front feet are going. Outside leg, outside reiner on. Inside leg, inside rein is directing her. Inside leg is off. Go back to hindquarter yield to the right, so I'm going to tip her nose left. My left foot goes back to 3. Try to get her to rotate around that left front foot. And she gets stuck a little here and there because of the. Most horses will get a little bit stuck anyway, but then if your coordination is a little off, it'll be harder. Now go to a forequarter yield, so tip the nose left, out, right rein, right legger on.
Nice. Yeah.
And I ask her to back up. If I want her to stand still and flex vertically, I just leave my legs hanging.
Okay.
That's basically keeping the door shut. Then if I want her to back up, I'll take my legs off her rib cage.
Oh, okay. You take your legs off.
Take them off.
Okay.
And then typically I will I will start to bump with them if I want her to speed up. Now, this is my thought. In reverse, let's use bumping to speed up. In forward, let's use bumping to slow down. She'll know the difference.
Oh, okay.
So here, if I start to bump, I want her to speed up because it's in reverse. Stopping and reversing is bump, bump, bump.
Okay.
But then if I'm going forward and then I want her to stop, I'll bump to a stop.
I see.
Or remember how bumping, I might keep bumping and see if I can actually get her to go back. So this is teaching her to stop, slow down, stop, and go in reverse. Good girl. Good girl, as Clinton Anderson would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Side pass. My outside leg is on at 2, that middle position. Nose is tipped to the right. So I'm going left, and I'm going to guide with my left rein left. So if I'm in a side pass to my right, I guide right, tip left. So with my reins, I tip left, guide right, and then push with my left leg at number 2, middle, and my right leg is off.
She's doing all that really good. There she goes.
Yeah, right there. She flowed pretty well there.
Yeah.
If I start backing her up and she wants to move her hips to the right, I can circle to the left and then just go straight. Just try to end where she's going pretty straight. So circle to the left, go straight. So you can use her hips you can guide her in a circle with her hips. You can also guide her with her shoulders to a circle. So if I haven't done this much with her, but let's say I want to circle to the left by using her shoulders, I'm gonna use my inside leg, my left leg, and I'm gonna push the shoulders to the right. See, so I'm guiding that circle with the shoulders. So I push the shoulders right, which relatively speaking puts her hips more left and allows me to go in that circle. I can go the other way, so I'm going to push her shoulders left and then back her up. So now my outside leg is not on. I'm not actually pushing her hips over. I'm just asking her front feet to step over as she backs up. So just another exercise to get her mobility, agility, athleticism, keep improving it. If I can get her to move when I put my leg on and pick up on the reins, she's just going to get softer, more relaxed.
Yeah, she'll be a lot better horse, yeah.
And way less likely to want to bound forward like a deer.
Yeah. Well, warriors, I hope that you enjoyed the video. First and foremost, our mission is always to save horses from the slaughter pipeline. And we can't do it without your help. Warriors like you make it possible for horses like Liberty to be able to get a second chance in life. Please consider donating so that we can go ahead and save lives from the slaughter pipeline. It all begins with you.